Billiard Club Network presents the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship in the Chalk-Off Arena, featuring Shane Van Boening and Ernesto Dominguez. Van Boening is our defending champion, and Dominguez is a top table mechanic from the West Coast. Thank you for making Billiard Club Network the #1 pool channel online anywhere. If you're not already a subscriber, please join the club. Thanks for watching BCN's presentation of the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we'd like to welcome you back to the Chalk-Off Arena at the 33rd Annual U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. We're in Chesapeake, Virginia with the world's greatest players. This is day number 3. We started with 238 of the world's greatest players, 180 gentlemen still left in the tournament. Formats race to 11, double elimination, single race finals on Saturday night to 13 games, Pro Express rules. At this time, we'd like to introduce our two principals for this feature matchup. Our first gentleman, he was the 2007 Player of the Year. He's sponsored on tour by Diamond Billiard Products. Ladies and gentlemen, he's our defending champion from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Please welcome back Mr. Shane Van Boening. Shane Van Boening, thank you. And his opponent is one of the top table mechanics in the business. He's a former winner of the California State 9-Ball Championships and the Japan Open. From Silmar, California, a warm welcome, please, for Senor Ernesto Dominguez. Gentlemen, you may lag for the first break. Good luck. And we're going to send it to the booth, Jim White and Danny DiLibero. Take it away, you guys.
Okay, here we are, third day of the 2008 U.S. Open in Chesapeake, Virginia. And we have our defending champion in a match here.
Mr. Dominguez wins the leg.
Shane Van Boening against a great California player, veteran Ernesto Dominguez. And Ernesto won the leg, so he's going to break the first game. We started with 238 players. I think there's 180 left. And for 2 days now, we've noticed that the softer break makes balls. Yeah. Softer break makes balls. We've noticed that the big hard breakers haven't made balls. In fact, Rodolfo Luat made 2 and 3 some racks on this table. And he played perfect, of course. Anyway, Shane, who is from South Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, I interviewed him one time, and I said, who do you play with in Sioux Falls, South Dakota? He says, nobody. I said, don't you have a player? Like most cities, when a great player emerges, he had other great players. And in this case, he said he didn't. I said, you learn how to play just practicing by yourself? He said, yep. And he sure learned how to play.
Well, he is a big star. There are 120,000 people in Sioux Falls, only 700,000 in the state of South Dakota.
Well, how did he fall here? A little tricky rack here. There's no gimmies. The 5-ball especially is sitting very bad. Is he going to try to thread the needle here? Does that 5 go in the corner? He's looking. The problem is the 7-ball. The 7 is sort of in the way now. I don't know if he can shoot this 4 and have room to make the 5. He's looking at it hard. A big study here. If it does pass, he got perfect here. Let's see what he's going to do. Oh, yeah, my partner here, Jimmy White, great commentator, is having technical problems with his mic, so you're hearing me do all the talking. And it's a shame because I love hearing him talk. He fit right in there. Very good. He threaded the needle in this rack. Now the only thing remaining is to put the 7 and 8 in the hole, and I think he'll fall on the 9 pretty easily. He's going to go one rail here. Shoot the 7 in the side, no English, high ball, just go one rail, try to get as close to the 8 as possible, which I tell all you people out there, anytime you get a chance to go close, a very rare miss, and Ernesto should jump all over this. Very unusual for that to happen. Yeah, he played the rest of the rack perfect. Missed a fairly easy shot. And Ernesto now has a good chance to take a 1-0 lead on our champion. Game number 1, Ernesto Dominguez. Yeah, that should give him a little bit of confidence.
The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by Chalk Off, the complete pool table cleaner. Pick it up at chalkoff.com.
And every year he has ring card girls that are gorgeous. Well, it's a shame he made 2 balls. And if you count the cue ball, he made 3. Of course, you don't want to make the cue ball. Well, after Shane gave away the first game, it looks like he's going to have a pretty easy layout, but that is why you can't give the guy a game and say he's automatically out, because you would have been wrong last game. Well, anyway, sometimes you're playing so well that you just lose a little bit of your concentration, and that's what happened last game. Well, he got a little bit the wrong angle here. I want to ask Jim what he would do here, but we're not in business yet. Because, you know, do you just come back and take the cut on the 8, or do you try to get close? That's the answer right there. Oh, better not hit the back of it. Uh-oh. Ooh, boy. He doesn't have a shot, I don't believe. Well, this shows you how human world champions are. I mean, he was going along really nicely there, but he got off angle on that 7, and he had to go upstream and hit rails, and anytime you have to do that, this can happen. He's playing safe. Not a bad idea. See, in my day, young players, when they're running out and they get out of line like that, they feel obligated to shoot. And this is why this kid is really a champion, because it takes a little bit of confidence and patience to get out of line and then not even bother shooting. Yeah, he overcut the ball, but he didn't lose his head either. And the 8 ball, again, stopped funny. Not a dead-end bank. He's got to play safe again. Yeah, just cut it 2 rails and go behind the 9 if you could. That's exactly what he did, and perfect control. He snookered Ernesto. Of course, the main thing here is to hit the ball, because anything is better than ball in hand. I know sometimes it looks like it's just as good, but anything is better than ball in hand, so hit this. Which he did. Well, he left a shot. It's not a close shot. What he has to do is forget about last rack and missing that 7. 'Cause this is not a gimme, but he is fortunate to be getting another shot in this particular game. Big long stroke. Well, that one didn't roll off. He didn't, you know, he didn't fool around with it. He hit it with a little authority, and he fell on the 9 pretty good. And game number 2, Shane Van Boening. So we have a 1-1 match here.
The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by the Billiard Club Pro Shop.
But Shane still doesn't look like he's got his feet on the ground in this match, Danny.
No.
Rack number 4, Van Boening 2-1 ahead. Cue ball got kicked and ended up the wrong end of the table as far as Shane is concerned, but a good break.
Well, he pocketed 2.
I was saying earlier that I thought that Dominguez had a big chance to go 2-0 ahead, and you get an opportunity to put the defending champion in his chair and put a little pressure on him. You've got to take advantage of those early chances, and they may come back to haunt Ernesto.
You're right, he did have a chance to take a 2-0 lead, but he's got to forget that now. Oh boy.
Well, that was risky. I think he tried to cannon into the 8. Now, as he left a little space here for Dominguez to be able to see this too.
Yeah, he could make it, but it's 7 feet away, and the cue ball is hanging in the pocket, which makes it tough to make a good hit on the cue ball.
And
Close, but no
53-year-old eyes don't make it any easier either.
But I used to say that it's not about eyes, it's about nerves.
Well, then 53-year-old nerves.
That's exactly right. You know, you could burn out. You know, Ernesto's been around a long time for his 53 years. I think the first time I saw him play in a tournament, he was 11. Either that or he's fibbing a little.
Van Boning's taking a lot of time here, Danny. He doesn't have any attacking options. He's just looking at which area of cover he wants to, whether he wants to run with the cue ball or bank that 2 up the middle of the table and play the cue ball off the side cushion in behind one of those colors. Just personal preference, really.
Yeah, he don't want to run into the 5 ball because that will stop it from being long.
Oh, that showed a good nerve.
Yes, it did.
Good, steady nerve, trust of the table. You know,
good shot.
Shane Van Boening is sponsored by Diamond Billiard Products. This is a diamond pool table, and in my opinion, the best out there. So why shouldn't he play pretty well on this table?
Yeah, it's great.
It's a sponsor.
Yeah. And it has the light that makes it warmer and drier. So actually, this table plays better than the rest of the tables.
Well, this is the big shot. Shane extracted the mistake from Ernesto, and now he's got ball in hand, and you can see the problem on the left-hand side, the 3 and the 4. 3 doesn't pass. It does offer a very difficult combination to that 4, but Shane would love to be able to play onto that 3, and with ball in hand, he's going to be able to leave himself the perfect angle to try and drop nicely onto that 3.
Well, being that you don't have anything to do from the 3 to the 4, he may be able to get an angle either to shoot it in the side or the far pocket.
Well, the way he's looking right now, he wants to try and align that cue ball perfectly to make that combination as easy as possible. He knows the 3 is going to be a full hit onto the 4, so the 3 is not going to be going anywhere, and getting positioned to it, should he get the 4, won't be any bother.
I'm not real sure that he's playing for the combination. We'll find out right now, but I don't think he's playing for the combination. Now I do. I'm waiting, you know, son of a gun. You were right, Jimmy.
Well, no, he was holding his Q-tip there, Danny. I think in his mind he probably felt that this gave him his best chance to get to the finish line in this rack.
Yeah. But the thing about this combination,
it's missable.
Yeah, if you get off a little bit, you know, if you're close and straight in, you can make it, but a little off, you know, you don't have to make this. But he made
sweet
it
as a
look
nut.
easy. Yeah. Made it look easy. Pretty great shot.
Just get the feeling that he's starting to get that back arm greased, and that's an ominous sign for Dominguez.
Yeah. Well, in reality, Shane hasn't played real well these first few games, so, you know, he got through this pretty well. Uh-oh. Okay, I thought he undershot it.
This is his first match, too, on the main table. We're in the third round, day 3 here in Chesapeake. And this is Van Boning's first look at the main table. Got a hunch he's going to see it a few more times in this event.
Yeah. He'd like to see it in the final match.
9 down, and Shane has won the last 3 in a row. That makes it a 3-1 lead, Van Boning over Dominguez.
The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by VB Websites. Go to vbwebsites.net.
Nick Varner is playing Rodolfo Luat, and I thought Rodolfo was playing best in this tournament up till now. So let's see what he does.
And we've just had an update on that table. 2-2 as we see Van Boning breaking off. Rack number 5, he's 3-1 in front, and he comes up dry, and that brings Dominguez to the table. But again, just to remind you, 2-2, Varner and Rodolfo Luat. 16 tables in action here at the Conference Center. It's the 33rd U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. 238 players started out, and as we play, 180 are still left in competition.
Well, Dominguez didn't fall on the 2-4 combination real easy, and if he has trouble with it, I don't think kicking at it is a bad shot. I think it'd be tough to miss. But I guess he plays a little one pocket. Very good shot.
Well, he's going to have to play a little snooker. He got the 2. That's the good news. The bad news is he's knocked that 8. So that he's facing a total eclipse on this 3.
Yeah. He's getting punished for not falling on the combination, but he still has the dice. He played a safe there. Pretty good try, but he let Shane see the 3-ball.
You know, I first saw Van Boning, a tournament in Western Canada. He came up with a good buddy of his, Chuck Moss. He ended up drawing Johnny Archer. Archer beat him 11-9. And Archer came up to me after that match and he said, "This kid can play." He was a prophet.
Yeah, pretty good prophet. How long ago was that?
5 years ago.
Wow, he was like just barely 20.
Just turned 20. Shane was looking to play in every event he could pack that Q to.
Yeah, he loves it. I'll tell you how much he loves it. Last year we got done playing. He banked that, and look at this.
Yeah, I think he's just traveled a little further than he would have liked.
Yeah.
He was almost very precise, but I think he can jump at this anyway, just with the short cue. But that was almost a perfect shot, going for the bank and still leaving a clear look at the 4. But cue ball traveled a little further than he would have liked.
And a safe if the bank didn't go. So he had everything planned except for one thing. The ball rolled 2 inches too far.
And now we'll see how he is with the short cue.
Well, anyway, one night last year we got done with a match like 3:30 in the morning here. And as soon as the match was over, Shane came with all his equipment and started practicing. So he loves the game.
And that was a trademark of his win last year here. Every time there was an open table, Shane was on it. Here we go, the jump cue. Again, he'll be expecting to make this. And make it he does. Great recovery buys himself at least, as you say, Danny, I like this. He's still got the dice.
Yep. He didn't stop real easy here, but he does have the dice. But how do you get to the 6 from here?
Well, if anybody can do it, this guy might be top of the list.
Well, I'm not going to have time to draw it, but I think he can go 1 rail under the 7 to the same pocket on the 6 that he's shooting this ball in. That's what he did. He missed the ball, though. He got pretty good on the 6, but he did miss the ball.
An unexpected opportunity for Dominguez.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, he has to take advantage of these chances. They're going to be few and far between from Van Boening. Unanimously acknowledged right now as the top American in 9-ball.
And he won a Big 10-ball tournament also. That's a good shot, Ernesto.
Great shot from Dominguez. Beautifully controlled cue ball. And every chance now to try and snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat in this rack.
Well, I'd like to say perfect speed, but he could have gone a little further. I don't know if he can go forward with right-hand English. I think he's going to go 3 rails to the 8. That's what he did. He did it pretty good here. Well, can he draw it and not hit the 9?
Not the best positional shot you're going to see from Dominguez. He's going to have to pull out a real good shot on this 9 to seize this rack. One of the best table mechanics in the business from California, Dominguez nails the 9, pulls back to 3-2, and he's got the break to come in rack 6.
The U.S. Open 9-ball championship is brought to you by Diamond Pool Tables, designed by players for players.
Dominguez breaks. 5-3 the score, and there's your pro rating. Decided edge to Van Boening, but 5-3 our score. That's not quite as big an edge, but the dry break is not going to put Dominguez in good stead, not in this rack.
Well, it looks like he has to make the 1, and there's no other real problems, but will he control the cue ball? Can he draw it and kill it? He killed it a little. He's a little further away and over the top, but the thing about this shot is he doesn't have a real lot to do.
He won this event last year at 24 years of age. Not the youngest ever. 21 years of age, Mike Siegel. That was a few years back, 1976. Dr. Hook? No, is that what they call him? Dr. Hook?
No, Captain Hook.
Captain Hook, that's it.
Captain
Hook, Mike Siegel. But Van Boening, now 25 years of age, looking to duplicate a feat that has only ever been duplicated once before by Nick Varner. Back-to-back U.S. Open titles. 1989, 1990.
Well, he's not from Kentucky. A little flaw there. He missed the bank. Didn't leave anything easy, but Ernesto has to be happy to get any shot when Van Boning's at the table. No, he's not intimidated. That wasn't a gimme there, and he hit it 100%.
The last run out in the last rack was far from a gimme, and he was never in trouble. Van Boening knows he's got a tiger by the tail in Dominguez right now, and I think Dominguez is starting to feel his oats a little bit in this match.
Got to go 2 rails to the 6.
He's lost the
Third
cue
rail
ball.
don't count. He
He's
shot
lost
it
the
too
cue ball.
hard.
Oh,
He didn't scratch, but
he's lucky that cue ball's still on the table. He mishit that one.
well, can he get the cue ball past the side pocket if he cuts this in? It looks like it's going close. That's what he's looking at. If he misses the side pocket, he's going 2 rails to the side for the 7 or the corner, but he'll have a shot. Yeah, I didn't think he could miss that pocket.
He saw it.
So,
He knew where that cue ball was heading. He was just hoping he might just catch it a little thick and miss that side pocket. But ball in hand, and that spells disaster.
But folks out there, had he shot it harder, it would have glanced more off the hit. The harder you shoot, the wider the ball will glance off your target. And he rolled it. That's a shame there.
Yeah, it was looking very strong, Ernesto.
Yeah, he felt like winning. He's not happy.
And this is going to make it 6-3 to Van Boening. Just over the halfway mark to the race to 11. 6-3 as he slides another ball over. Van Boening in control and with the break in rack number 10.
The U.S. Open 9-ball championship is brought to you by the Spider Laser Trainer.
Shane Van Boening, the defending U.S. Open champion, settles in rack number 10. 6-3 his lead. The 33rd U.S. Open 9-ball championship. He wants it to be his.
Oh, powerful break. Powerful break. He made noise. That's all he made. Well, Ernesto, you got to mount a charge. You don't want to get too far behind here. Forget what happened last rack. Don't dwell on that, folks. You have a bad rack. Don't take it into your next inning. He looks pretty good here. Tough position, but he got perfect.
Yeah, he stayed high. He kept that 6 ball out of the equation, and now just he can keep that cue ball into the middle of the table for the pink 4 next. A little bit of right hand spin. And if this 5 doesn't pass the 7 into the bottom right corner, Danny, he's got a little work to do, but he's got the angle. If he can take the cue ball up table just to the right hand side of the 6, or sorry, the 8, but this is assuming the 5 doesn't go to the bottom right hand corner.
I don't think it does, but you know, had he got straight in on this pink, he would have been fine, but now he's got a little bit of position to play here.
Oh yeah, now the only shot he's got, and you can see he's looking, the 5 doesn't go. If he plays the 4 and comes into this area with the cue ball and tracks back up here, he'd love to be able to leave that cue ball into this area. That would be in a perfect world.
Yeah, well, he's
Easier
going
said than
that
done.
path. He's going that path. Oh, he did something else. He's
going around the other one. You know what? This will work too. Look at this shot. That 5 goes into the side, I think.
You know what? That worked better because he had no obstructions.
Absolutely right. And you know something? Looking at it, he had to be perfect. His weight control had to be perfect to play that shot.
Yeah.
Boy, if that isn't an indication of how well Dominguez is playing, nothing is.
Well, I have a saying about that. He went the path of less snookerdom. The other way, he could have got there, but he had balls in the way. This path, he didn't have anything in the way. Very, very intelligent shot.
He's not exactly thrown in the white towel, is he, Dominguez?
No, I think he's playing pretty well, so he shouldn't throw in the towel.
A couple breaks, and this match could be a lot closer. He's still an 8 and a 9 away from 6-4 to Van Boening.
Pretty good hit. Pretty good hit.
Makes the 9, and 6-4 is confirmed. Dominguez with the break in rack number 11, trailing Van Boening 6-4. And Shane keeps himself 3 racks clear. 8-5, still on mark for place in round 4. And here we go. Van Boening comfortably in front in the pro rating and comfortably in front on the scoreboard. But he
And
will
so-
not be happy with where that cue ball is finished. And where do you push here with the 1 over the pocket?
It's back.
8-5 to Van Boening right now. But Danny, this is not what the doctor ordered for Van Boening.
No, but here's where you have to tie up balls because there's nowhere to push. Unless you want to do a trick push and let them have to jump. But I like tying the balls up here. Cut that 7 along the rail to the 8. Leave it on the rail. Oh, he's going to kick at it. Yeah, there was no push, so he has to do something aggressive. I think the 9 is in the way. It's pretty close anyway, unless he spins it out to the right and then back in. I don't know.
Is he looking at the 2 cushion escape now?
Yeah,
2 cushions to the 1.
yeah, that's what he's looking at.
A little bit of spin on that cue ball. Left hand as he looks. The 2 is over the side pocket
Yeah,
as well. So Shane knows if he can just hit this 1, if he makes it, he's going to land on the 2.
yeah, he's going to get rewarded if he pockets it, but you also have to worry about hitting it too good and going right in the pocket with it. No, he didn't hit it. Yeah, I really like tying up the 7-8 on that shot. Not second guessing this, but I second guessed it.
Now is the 3 available? The red 3.
Yeah, it's tough to see from here. Well, I don't know if he got the right angle here. Maybe the 3 goes straight in. He might be able to come back and just shoot it straight in because he didn't get the angle on it to fall in the side pocket. See, he's looking at that, but if it's close, he should have shot a little harder and played the 2 in the side and then fall on the 3 in the other side. Let's see if it goes. He's looking hard. I'll tell you what, if he plays position for it, I will say it goes. Yep. Yeah, I have to say it goes. Just draw back a little.
Renowned as one of the best table mechanics in the country. And those that know him also know he knows how to wield a cue.
Yeah, he can play. And a real nice guy, too.
And
Real
his
nice
son's a
guy.
pretty handy player. Oscar plays pretty well too. A pool playing family. No, not his best positional shot there. He could have made this 7 a lot easier.
Yeah, and he's going to lose the cue ball a little bit. He might have to hit the rail and come back. That's what he's doing. Watch out. Dangerous close. Dangerously close. His backer got nervous on that one.
When he's had the opportunities, he's looked very good. Van Boening will have to admit that. Like with a few more breaks.
Yeah, he still looks confident. He's hitting the balls with authority.
Definitely enjoying his time out there, and he's well and truly in the hunt in this match. 8-6, Shane Van Boening still in front of Ernesto Dominguez.
The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by Chalk Off, the complete pool table cleaner.
Ernesto Dominguez, 2 racks adrift. 8-6 in favor of Shane Van Boening, the 2007 champion, but he's made to struggle, and a good break from Dominguez here. Every opportunity to even pull one closer.
Well, the 2 stopped pretty funny. I don't think it passes the 8. So he's going to have to maybe play position for a combination. You know, he's looking, but, you know, they didn't stop real good. He made 2 balls. The 1 is hanging, but position now. What do you do here, Jimmy? You go to play for the combination, or you try to thread the needle and go right between the 2 and the 9? I think that's what he's doing. That's what he is doing. And he did it pretty nicely from first look. He did all right.
How's
He
that
did
for a
all right.
result? Yeah.
What saved them there is the speed. The accuracy was a little off, but the speed was perfect.
Yeah, and duly acknowledged by people in attendance here, center stage. But what a shot, and what an opportunity again now for Dominguez.
You know, we do have a pretty good crowd here, folks. You know, we're going to be here till Saturday, so if you're in the area, come and watch it live. Say hello to the players, get autographs. If you're in the area, come on over. Great tournament. Great tournament. We got a pretty good Tuesday night crowd here.
Yeah, looking around, I think people are starting to smell that there's a game in town here in Chesapeake.
Yeah, there sure is. How about this out? Dominguez is not done.
Applause on one of the outside tables as Dominguez looks at the 9. Nick Varner, Rodolfo Luat, 8 apiece. Ernesto Dominguez here back to 8-7. Just one rack away now. He's got the break in number 16. The score in favor of the defending champion, and he is in trouble. Dominguez with the break, rack number 18.
Oh.
And that's a showstopper.
Oh.
Straight into the side pocket. He made 3 colors.
Oh, no.
And this is like Christmas come early for Shane Van Boening.
I say, oh, no, not because I'm pulling for either player, but I hate to see this happen. Dominguez is playing so solid, man.
Well, that was the first time Ernesto would put 2 racks together.
Oh.
Kept Van Boening in his chair, and he had provided a couple terrific outs in this match. But you know something? A player like Van Boening, you don't become a champion or a great player, and this kid's got all the makings of being one of the best, unless you sense the moment. You just get the feeling that he's got that in him. He's got that makeup.
Yeah. And he has that strong love, like I keep repeating. That's very important. And he has a family that's into pool, and he has all the support.
Likes to golf and fish and does a little bit of hunting when he's not playing pool. As we said, 120,000 the population in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I'll wager he's one of the celebrities in town. Sporting hero when he won the U.S. Open last year going home.
You think he knows all 120,000 by first name? I don't think
they
so.
know him by first name.
Napoleon would have. Right? He supposedly knew all the first names of his whole army. Of course, he's not Napoleon. He's just Shane. Oh, this is a little 50-yardish, isn't it?
Yeah, he did come to Chesapeake to conquer again, though. And this hasn't been the type of performance that Van Boening is going to build any confidence with. And that's due in part to how well Dominguez has played. What a shot.
What a
little
stroke.
bit of cue power there.
What a stroke.
And made it look easy.
Yeah, heck of a stroke.
But that's those long forearms, Danny. I think he generates so much power effortlessly. Watch that side pocket.
Boy.
Just
Oh, that was close.
an anxious moment.
That was close.
Nine goes down, and 9-7 confirmed here at the Conference Center in Chesapeake. The 33rd U.S. Open. Van Boening 2 clear of Dominguez.
The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by the Billiard Club Pro Shop.
9-7 in front. Rack number 17. Crushes the break. Wing ball down. And more importantly, he's got a great shot at the 1. And this is a glorious opportunity for Van Boening to get to the hill.
I noticed Diana Hoppy of Pool Picks is here now, and of course she's taking pictures.
The 2 offers a combination to the 5 over the side. Shane's laid on that. Be easy to control the 2 here. The 3 doesn't pass the 6 into the top left corner. So you'll want to just be a little careful. It's going to be important the angle that he leaves on this 2 in making the 5.
I think you got to play the 2 in the corner pocket. I think you got to go forward and play position for the 2 in the corner like that.
Yeah, but now being straight, Danny, he's in trouble. He may be forced now to play a 3-6 combination if he decides to attack. But that wasn't a good choice, or at least not a good execution.
Well, he had to freeze the cue ball on the rail to keep an angle on the 2, and he didn't. You know, that was part of the shot. You know, just getting to the 2 straight in is not good enough because it's the 3-6 is very tricky. Now he might not even be able to get off the rail if he does decide to shoot that combination. Let's see what he does. Oh, he had a little angle to get closer.
Cheated the pocket, but now he's going to take the 3-6 combination on. A little bit of distance between these, but he played that so well on the 2. You really expect him to get this.
Well, is the 3 going to glance to the left side of the, like that? It did. It did, but he kind of figured that, but by drawing the ball the way he did. It's a little funny. A little tough control here.
Yeah, thin cut.
Yeah, this could have been a lot better. He's working hard here to stay ahead.
It almost looks like he can make this, and if he can't hold for position to the 4, he could certainly take the cue ball into the 4.
Or he can go wide of it and shoot it up the other corner. He has a lot of choices, but none of them are easy. He overcut it. He overcut it and left the shot. Oh, he's not happy with his overall play here.
This is very close. That cue ball almost looked like it curled around in behind the 8, but I think Dominguez can just get through to this 3.
Yeah, he's okay.
And there you see the body language speaks volumes from Van Boening. Slumped in his chair.
Hit. Good hit.
And Dominguez wants to park him there for a little longer. If Dominguez has his way, Van Boening will need to get his pants pressed when he gets up.
.50-yard line.
Yeah, that's not going to make position to the 9 easy.
But he is close enough to the ball to hit it good. I think he's going to play it in the right-hand corner and go 3 rails to the 9. Right? That's what it looks like. That's what he did. And he did it all right. Maybe a little too hard. Where
that
you going,
cue ball is headed towards that corner.
Oh, never a doubt. Never
His heart
a doubt.
leapt into his mouth there.
Oh.
That's the second time that cue ball has been tracking around the angles for Dominguez and stayed on the table. But this is a tricky 9.
Yeah. Oh, nice shot. Nice shot. Never a doubt. Oh, it stopped.
That was tricky. Boy, you want to mark that one down. He can't believe it stayed on the table.
Oh, Ernesto.
And he's sick.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It looked like it still was going to fall, didn't it? It rocked a little bit, and gravity didn't grab it, did it, Jim?
Not there, it didn't, but it will be now. And what looked like it was going to be 9-8 is 10-7 to Shane Van Boening. He'll be breaking for the match in rack number 18. Van Boening Rack number 18, 10-7 his lead. Oh, last thing he wanted to see, that cue ball into the side. That gives Dominguez a chance. And with ball in hand, no time like the present. Make a statement, Ernesto. This is your time.
It's now or never.
And
no more
Varner,
mistakes.
if you heard that applause, knocked in that 9. Danny, you said he was from Kentucky. Well, he's 9-8 ahead now of Luat. Boy, that would be an upset.
The wicket. He banked it, went right through the center of the pocket.
Now, how old would Varner be? He's got to be late 50s, isn't he?
Let me see. He won the intercollegiate title 2 years. It was 71. So he had to be in his early 20s. That's 36. He's in his late 50s. He's in his late 50s.
Well, you know what? Luat is 50 years old, so that's kind of a battle of elder statesmen.
Yeah.
Van Boening looking on, 10-7. Fortunate to be 10-7, I think it's fair to say.
Well, Ernesto is getting chances.
Just a little more angle than he would have liked.
Yeah, got funny. It got funny. Boy, what do you do here? You're going right in that pocket if you just cut it naturally, I believe. He might have to shoot it in the other pocket. Yeah, that's where he'd like to be on the 6. But how does he get there?
I think he's going to have to leave himself distance, just make the 5 and console himself with a long 6.
He's going to go 3 rails again here. But he's going to have to jack up to get a little bit draw on that ball. The natural angle looks like it's going right in the pocket. The cue ball, that is. So he's going to have to jack up a little bit and stroke it to get it past that pocket and then go 3 rails. He's shooting it in the other pocket. He shot it in the other pocket, which was a tougher shot, but he did happen to fall on the 6, but however, that doesn't help.
Yeah, it took a lot tougher shot because the positional rewards were greater.
Yeah.
That might well be the last shot he plays in this match.
Yeah. Shane will take advantage, I believe. Wants to bounce out to the middle of the table. Middle of the table will be perfect. Well, not quite the middle, but he's okay.
I think Ernesto has resigned himself. Now, the next time he gets out of his chair, it's going to be to congratulate Van Boening because he doesn't expect him to miss from here.
Yeah. Well, where do we stop here? He doesn't want to get straight in. He's got an angle. He's just going to pound it 1 rail, center ball. That's what he did. And he's going to have a perfect angle to be off the cushion. And I believe this match is over, Jimmy.
Well, I can tell you another one that just finished. Chris Melling just beat Niels Fyan. 11-8. He just broke and made the 9 to close it out. A little bit of an upset there, but no upsets here. Shane Van Boening, a sigh of relief. He goes through 11-7 over Ernesto Dominguez. Through to the round 4 here in Chesapeake.
The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is a production of Billiard Club Network. For more, log on to billiardclub.net.